So we promised we would try to YouTube our experiences, and it could cause some conflict between the two of us. Because he's just like, anything goes, and I'm
just
like,
shoot the video
no.
and post it. You know what I mean? Like, just do it raw, right?
No.
Like, people like to see raw. Like,
raw is okay as long as it's worth your time if you're watching it, you know.
oh, I thought you were getting ready to say raw is okay as long as it's like dairy, cheese products or something like that.
That is the truth. That is the truth. So we wanted to just like share our journey so far, because we finally are landed at our first 30-day stop. 29-day technically, because we shaved off a day.
Gotta stop at Costco.
Well, we were tired. We started this out extremely
Sleep deprived. Yes. So I made it about 2.5 hours outside of Kansas City, and it was like, or however long it is to Emporia.
Not even that far.
Yeah, probably 2 hours, and I was like, all right, I gotta sleep. They were all knocked out. I'm like, I gotta pull over. So I think we slept for like, we got there like at 3 and slept until like what, 6:40, 6:30.
Something like that, yeah.
So we only slept a few hours, and then got the kids
stop.
at a truck stop. Yeah, I got the kids some grub and hit it some more. We made it all the way down to our first stop, which we'll be talking about. Before we went to we stopped three times before we went to our first 30-day Airbnb hop. So we'll be mentioning that later. Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I just was going to say, you know, like we already are learning things as we go. We're not as prepared as we thought we were. For example, we're driving 45 miles or something right now to get some cleaning supplies, laundry stuff, because he decided to store everything I had planned to bring with us.
It wasn't labeled.
And where we're staying is incredibly remote and in the mountains, and we do not have very good Wi-Fi strength.
Yeah.
And so we're going to purchase a device from Verizon that will allow us to work, since we both work remotely. So we're getting that.
Which we'll talk about that as well.
Yeah.
I think people, because it'll be a good tool for those of you who go camping or want to do this as well. And I've actually found it watching somebody else on YouTube that had talked about it. I was like, oh, what's that? Let me look this up. And, oh, okay, cool. So we'll be needing it, and we need it. So, yeah, we'll mention that later.
We got a couple other things we need. Like, so everyone knows we're very holistic, crunchy, whatever you want to call it, and low tox. And the place we arrived at last night, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, but there was fragrance in every outlet, and like those plugins, which we despise. I've always hated those, even before I went like away from fragrance. But yeah, every room had them. Even the trash bags are fragrance.
And if you think we're crazy, I challenge you for 30 days to eliminate all of your Glade plugins, your candles, your scented trash bags. Eliminate all that stuff. Your even your scented just
personal care products.
Personal care products. Yeah, eliminate all that stuff for 30 days, and then like go into a house or bring it back in, and I guarantee you'll feel the difference. Like, I thought it was nuts at first, but since we've been living this way for a while, when you walk into we went to a department store a couple months ago, and I told her, I said, I'm getting a headache. I got to get out of here because it was too much.
Yeah. It's not good for you, and it just destroys your hormone. It affects everything. So, as Airbnb owners, I really think that it would be wise to consider people that may have asthma or any kind of respiratory problems, or young children, like anyone. I mean, a lot of people are very sensitive to that. So, you know, that is something I think Airbnb or any kind of vacation rental owners should consider.
Well, you know, we talked about that. Most people don't think about it because they're just so used to it, and everybody they're around is probably doing the same thing, right? Like Glade plugins and all the air fresheners and stuff. Like, it's just a normal way of living that most people live that way, so they don't even think about it. And so with this journey, if you are an Airbnb owner and for some reason or whatever, you reach out to us, and you want us to stay at your property and do our little low tox thing at your property, because we're going to be featuring these properties as well. Because we have our first stop. We stayed in an Airbnb, which was really nice, cute,
adorable,
tiny home,
tiny house in Alpine, Texas.
Yeah, Alpine, and then
real close to Big Bend.
Yep, and then we stayed in a hotel the next night.
Yeah, 2 nights.
2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
We stayed in a hotel, and then we went to our first stop. But our plan is to at least feature these Airbnbs on our YouTube channel, and that way you guys can see where we stayed. And then if you want to stay there, you'll have the information, the link. So yeah, if you reach out to us, please know that we're trying to do this, low tox. She wanted to bring some low tox sheets, and what is it? The sheets are 100%.
They're just organic
sheets and stuff like that.
Most
so
sheets have a lot of plastic. I mean, they're essentially plastic. So you spend so much of your time. Mattresses are already incredibly toxic. One of the most toxic things you could ever subject yourself to, actually.
Yeah.
And sprayed with all kinds of terrible chemicals. So we brought our organic mattress pad, because we obviously couldn't bring a mattress.
Right.
So our organic mattress pad and our organic sheets. The other problem is, anytime I would go to an Airbnb and I lay in bed, you can smell the Bounce or Downy or whatever that they use to
the
wash,
towels.
When
I was drying myself off this morning, I was like, oh,
so
gosh.
We knew that these were going to be challenges we would face. We're not upset at the Airbnb hosts. They're wonderful.
But we're going to show you how we work through them.
Yeah.
Right?
How we're doing this low tox. We're getting ready to order an ozone machine that will get any kind of chemicals, all kinds of stuff. We'll share about it later. Out of the air. It just cleans the air. We have air purifiers, so that does it too. But ozone is a next level. So we're going to get one of those, just because we are sensitive and we're not afraid of chemicals. We're not afraid. A lot of times people are like, oh, you're so afraid of chemicals. No, we just like to feel good. We know what it feels like to feel good.
Right.
And once you actually experience that, you want to feel good all the time.
Yeah,
so
being
on the road, obviously we ate as healthy as we possibly could. We took a ton of snacks. We did as best as we could, but we still obviously ate out some. And I'm swollen, my face is swollen today. I feel a little inflamed.
Pretty.
Thanks, but I'm swollen, and I could just tell. I could just feel the effects of it. So we want to minimize that. We want this journey to be healing. We certainly don't want it to be counterproductive. There are some things that are out of our control. We're not afraid of those. We're going to spend so much time in nature that we're confident that is going to bring us so much healing.
What's that word that I was telling you about? When you're walking in trees, the trees put off a chemical that's actually good for humans.
That's why people are tree huggers.
Back in tree huggers.
They would call them tree huggers.
Yeah.
Literally, your body puts off hormones too when you are. And it's electronic. It's electrical too. Yeah,
It can be electronic. We don't know. Definitely.
Electrical. We are electric.
Chemical electrical reactions. Right.
So there's a lot of science to back up how nature really does bring healing to you. You can feel it. You go in the mountains. The mountain air is it's different.
Oh my gosh!
You go out and you expose yourself to the sun. You can feel how healing it is. So we're excited for that.
We will say though, one of the things when we first met, I told her about chemtrails, and it took her a while. She was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was telling her about it." Anyways, long story short, we're up here in the mountains, middle of nowhere, and I figure this is part of our health journey. And we opened the shades where I'm looking outside. I'm just like, what the heck? Everywhere I look up at the sky, the sky is just laced with chemtrails all over the place. I'm like, man, this is crazy. So I took a video that we can probably post. We'll do a little short snippet of it, but you can see the difference between a contrail and a chemtrail. There is definitely a difference. And then you can see the after effects.
You can research it yourself. You can look look it up for weather.
What cloud seeding?
Geoengineering,
cloud seeding. It's named different. They don't call it chemtrails, but they call it different things. But yeah, we'll drop that in there.
The government does affect the weather. So if you think they don't, then
you can look up
check it out,
there was a hurricane in the 50s that they actually turned. I think it was in 1954. They actually went out there and cloud seeded to just do some testing, and actually turned the hurricane up into Georgia, and I think it ended up being a Category 4 hurricane or something like that. I think it was in 1954 or something like that.
We didn't mean to go here.
Yeah, we went down a rabbit hole. Okay. We'll go there a couple more times, but
anyway, so our experience so far has been really wonderful. We've been very exhausted. I've had a big cry session every single day, a couple, 2-3 times a day, just leaving Jaden. Sorry, my oldest, I'm not used to it still. Just as you drive away, it's just not natural as a mother to be away. I don't think. Some people think it is. I don't think it is. I want my family all close to me, and you can't always have that. And it's gonna be fun. Anyway, sorry to cry on our very first video.
I think this is such
We'll edit it out. We'll edit this out.
No, we won't. We're keeping this. People like this. This is the rawest.
But it's been hard. Nia, our bonus daughter, our oldest, our only. If she were, really.
She calls her daughter.
Yeah.
I'm too young to have you as my daughter. I'm gonna just keep it like that. Like you can be my sister because I'm too young. Like I don't. Daughter, she's 28 years old. She's a girl. You can call her daughter. Then we'll explain that story.
Okay,
but
whatever.
I love you, Nia. It's all good.
Whatever Nia is to us, she's very important to us. But she wanted to take a family picture, and I'm like, no. We'll wait till Jaden and Abby are with us, then we'll take a family picture because it feels just wrong because they're not here. So
we'll be taking family pics.
Anyway, I'm not going to be in any of them. But anyway, so we've had a great time. Really tired. We were at each other's throats. We were sick of being in the car. Jariah was a little bit whiny.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I wanted like an hour or 2 hour nap so I can like continue driving. And she was like, are we going to be driving through the mountains? And I'm like, no, we're not going to be driving through the mountains. So I take a nap. Her whole like 2 hour drive was pitch black in the mountains with the trailer.
Two lane highway. I've never driven, well, now I've driven a few times with the trailer.
That's a pretty good job.
But I'm still very new at it. And so, yeah, I mean, it is so dark on this highway.
It was pitch black. I didn't know.
No sign of human beings for 2 hours, and yeah, it was intimidating to say the least, but pulled it off. Had Sirius satellite most of the time, so that was good. Anyway, so we finally get here. We experienced Big Bend on the way here.
We'll talk about that.
I know, but we also went to White Sands in New Mexico. So beautiful. We had so much fun. That made our road trip that seemed to last forever a little easier, although it extended our road trip significantly.
Yeah, definitely.
So now we just got to figure out what to wash our clothes in because we left all our low talk stuff at his mom's house.
If you can mail that.
And oh yeah, that's the other thing. So I'm like, oh, no big deal. We'll just get on Amazon and we'll order what we need.
No.
We're too remote for that. So that will take like up to 14 days to get anything from Amazon. So anyway,
which is kind of
no
good
biggie.
because we got used to this lifestyle of ordering stuff, and now back home, I guess apparently you order something on Amazon Monday morning, it shows up Monday afternoon.
Yeah,
I
ordered
Jaden. So crazy.
I ordered Jaden something a couple days ago, and it was delivered 2.5 hours after I placed the order. So, convenience is sometimes it really robs you of goods. So we're going to Walmart, which doesn't have low talks, but they do have borax and different things that we can use. So we're going to go get what we can, and then tomorrow there's some health food stores in a town near us that we're going to check out. They were closed today because we're 3 hours to like a Sprouts or a Whole Foods or a Costco, anything like that. So the only thing close to us is like a Dollar General store, which if you go in there, you're going to be attacked by endocrine disruptors.
Dollar General, step your game up.
As soon as you walk in the door, you're like,
please step your game up.
Can't breathe from all the fragrances and chemicals. So
we need the rest of the stores. Everybody step your game up. Make it available for everybody. Don't just sell all the toxic crap. the process stuff. Make it available for
There's
everybody.
way more
Get
money
some
in
healthy stuff.
holistic and low tox. Way more money in it.
Step
So
your game
just
up.
not as
If you
many
watching
people.
this video, if you watching this video, Dollar
They're not
General.
watching our video, babe.
You never know.
It's probably my mom and your mom watching this video.
We'll have 4 viewers.
And they're probably going, oh gosh, here they go.
Yeah, Mom.
Sheila, get rid of your candles if you're listening to this.
Oh, I threw them away before I left. Sorry, Mom.
Okay,
Love
so
you.
anyway, yeah, so we just have a few little things to work through that we were not totally prepared for. But we knew that would happen. We knew that this would be a learning experience, and we need for it to be a learning experience because we need to grow. We need to be better. So
Yes. Yes. So,
Yeah.
with that being said, I have convinced everybody to downsize their 2 tubs to 1 tub, and we'll just wear 5 outfits the rest of the trip. Joking.
look, we're all sacrificing in major ways. So we'll learn to sacrifice more. Like we thought, okay, this house we're in, it's a big house, very accommodating in every way, but there's no desk, and we both work remotely. So, that's another thing we've got to figure out. Like a lot of things, but most important is internet. We don't have strong internet connection.
Yeah.
I'm glad for it. I need 30 days in the mountains where we get to actually rest and slow down. That's what we need. That's what we want. It's beautiful, so it's good. But we just have to figure a couple of things out. So
We have a lot of stuff to read anyways and study and learn, so that's part of this journey. We'll be bringing that to you all as well, with regards to health, with regards to just everyday living.
Business.
Business, everyday living, life, paying bills, just consumer
finance.
law, just things that just things that we're not taught in school that they should be teaching us.
Yeah.
So
And we hope to learn YouTube too, because we have no idea, by the way. What we're doing.
so bear with us.
Literally no clue. We've never done this before. Well,
We should just change our name to like Organic Raw, because our videos might be a little raw. I don't know about we don't have 4K. Is this 4K? Or is this 1060 or 1080 or whatever?
This is 4K.
420? All right.
No, not 420. Jeez. Okay, so anyway, we'll share as much of our journey as we can, and we think to hopefully it's interesting to you. We probably should have started as why we're doing this. Really, why we're doing this is because he wants to open a wellness clinic. I support it. I want to too. And that will tie us to Kansas City. And I don't want to be tied. Although I am tied because of my son. I want to be able to travel a lot. And anyway, so this is hopefully going to get it out of our system. But also, we want to explore. We want to teach our kids. As you know, probably our kids are not going to public school. And we want to teach them things that are not taught in public school. And we believe that we can teach them so much about different cultures and about, obviously, nature. I mean, that's, I think, so important. Learning how to just be men in the wild. He's getting ready to learn a lot.
I brought like a little, I had to downsize because I tend to collect books. And I had a box of books. My wife was like, "You were not bringing that box of books with us."
If I can't bring my box of books, you can't bring your box of books.
So I got a little crate, and I downsized to what I needed. And some of the stuff, 2 of the books that I made sure I brought on this trip were because nobody taught me. I'm from the city. Nobody taught me about plants and stuff, and trees and shrubs and what's edible, what's not edible. Horticulture, I think that's the word. And so I don't even know the word. So we got the books. We're gonna learn together, right? Like teach the kids. We all gonna learn. And we went on this, we'll talk about this little side stop on the way here to our first major stop we found yesterday. And there was like all these bushes and trees on the side. And so like learning about that and, is that cactus poisonous or can we like cut it off and take a bite and get some water? Just teaching the kids that, I think that's important. Not that in Kansas City we're going to have cactuses or cacti, but there might be, mobile IV therapy. There might be a chance or a time and point in their life where my kids are out in the desert and another living somewhere else where they need to learn this stuff, and they can live off the land and not be dependent upon these stores. They need to step their game up.
Yeah.
Dollar General. So
Yeah, so we want to teach them a lot, and honestly, we want to pursue the Lord. We want to, not that we weren't doing that already, but we want to increase that as well, and we want to,
yes,
you know, we were very fortunate to be part of a very wonderful church body, that we could rush to the altar every Sunday and get powerful prayer every week, and you know, that's good, and I'm thankful for it, and I don't want to ever take that for granted, but we have to depend on that pursuit on our own, on a different level. And it already hit, you know, this morning watching service, streaming service, and during worship, you know, like that corporate worship, man, it's powerful. There's nothing like it, and it's easy to take it for granted when you go several times a week. Sometimes, you know, back in the day, we went 4 days a week, and so anyway, we're going to have to do that on our own, and we're going to have to Bible study on our own, and do everything on our own.
Which is good, because you can get really complacent going to a Sunday service and just get into the...
Don't forsake the gathering. We're not saying that.
But
But
I mean, like you just get into the, what is that called? Where you get into like the rhythm, feel the rhyme, spots of time. When you get into like the, you know, what's the word I'm looking for?
just the mundane,
the
not the
mundane,
but the routine.
The routine, you get into the routine of doing stuff, and like you're not, you know, we're outside the walls now where life is actually happening. The last 7 years when I traveled, life's actually happening outside of church, and people are in situations, and so we're gonna have to like really be dependent upon the Holy Spirit and the Lord. We just had the place we're at. We stopped in this town. I overheard this lady talking about her husband just passing away, and you know, I just felt God telling me just to give her a hug and let her know that, you know, we're there for her, and just to, you know, kind of befriend this lady. And we're talking to her, and
had a really great conversation.
About stuff, like-minded, connected, and it's just like you're gonna have to actually do that stuff outside the four walls, and that's where, you know, because you can go to church every Sunday morning and then go back to work. What are you doing locally, or what are you doing, you know? So it's good that we're gonna be.
Well, and even pursuit, to teach our kids how to pursue the Lord. They're not going to services, you know, and so it's easy for them not to be engaged if we're streaming or whatever. Like, I want them to know how to do that on their own. I believe pursuit to be the most important part of the walk, and so that's something like that I feel like just slowing down. You know, we don't have a million appointments to go to. We don't have all these things pulling at our time, other than we want to go see 1,000 places, and
because if we have to go somewhere, we're gonna have to drive 40 minutes to get to civilization. So anyway, there's a lot to it. We want to spend time, you know, exploring. Obviously, it's not like all spiritual, although this idea came to me while I was praying in the shower, which is some of my most powerful times with the Lord. And I got out and I was like, Bobby, what if we did this? Because we've talked about RVs and buses and stuff like that, but that just won't work. We're too loud. We're too much. She had me convinced to be up in that RV with her and Kyron and Jariah and Nia. Yeah. If Nia was gonna go,
she probably wouldn't if we were. She in probably an RV,
because our kids tend to be loud. She tends to be loud.
He's loud. We're all loud. So.
We're all loud. We're loud people.
and we're
the Louds. That's our new name, the Louds. Organic raw Louds.
Okay, stop. So anyway, we
that was funny. Come on now.
Corny.
This is a good video.
Dad joke. Dad jokes for days. Anyway, so babe, will you stop? Let me finish my you're interrupting me.
Okay, go.
So I got out of the shower and I was like, hey, I have this idea. We had looked at Airbnbs for 30-day stays previously, because we were considering going to Northern California, to do some training and studying and different things.
We'll talk about that.
We were going to go for like 2 months, maybe 3 months.
Just at this wellness clinic.
So we had looked at staying at Airbnbs for an extended stay. We decided to go a different route, I guess, with that, and so that was off the table, and I found myself pretty bummed. I'm like, I was looking forward to that, but I didn't really give it much thought. So one day in the shower, I'm like,
Well, you can get a big discount if you do 30-day stays, like huge discount. We're talking like more than 50%, sometimes like 60, 70, even 80% discount if you book for 30 days. It depends on the host, obviously. Some people don't prefer long stays. So you can tell if they prefer a long stay by the pricing. But anyway.
And to the hosts that are out there that we've already booked with, thank you so much for allowing us to do that and allowing us to feature your property. And yeah, I think this is pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'm like, we could just do 30-day stays for like a year or something like that, you know? And so I got out of the shower and I told Bobby, we've talked about different versions of this for years. And Bobby's always like, sure, you know, whatever, but we never commit. And so I got out of the shower and I was like, babe, let's do this. Let me tell you about it. I told him about it. He's like, yeah, that's cool. I'm like, do you want to do it? He's like, I mean, it sounds cool. I'm like, do you want to do it? He's like, sure. And I'm like, yes or no? Because if you do, I want you to commit and I'm booking our first Airbnb. And he was like, let's do it. That's how much thought we put into it. We've had this burning in us for many years to do something like this, but we literally talked about it and made a decision within 5 minutes to do this because and I'd like to say the Lord put it on my heart because I was praying, but I don't want to make it, I don't want to over spiritualize it, though I do believe God's going to do something very cool, many cool things throughout this, but that's how we came to this decision to Airbnb hop, and you might not even know that's what we're doing. We're staying 30-day stays in Airbnbs all over the country. I'd say Vrbo, but their prices suck. Step up your game, Vrbo. Yeah, they do not give a great discount for longer stays. However, their inventory is wonderful. So some of the Pacific Northwest, the places we've looked at, we would much rather book with Vrbo, but the prices are just astronomical. And we were able to do this because we eliminated our, monthly expenses, household expenses back home, and basically we're replacing it because of the great discount you get where utilities and Wi-Fi, in this case it's not wonderful Wi-Fi, but everything is, included. So
yeah, if you work remote, just add all that up and at your monthly expenses and then go somewhere. Like you don't have to stay in your location. Like
we were leasing a home, luckily, so we just moved out.
Yes.
However, if you own a home, and this is something I've talked to a few people about this is something you would like to do, rent your home out. You could do long-term rental, but you also could Airbnb or Vrbo your house out while you're gone and hop in the country.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Already it's so fun. Like just planning it, like looking at the different places. I mean, it's not all glamorous. It's been stressful in a lot of ways, but it's been so fun. So
I would say
shut up. This is 27 minutes.
Oh, they like the 27 minutes. We can go 28. It's really good. I would say the most stressful part was just like packing everything. Yeah. That was the most stressful part. But once, like the day before we left, it was like, or no, when we sold our car and then Nia sold her car, we're like, we down to one car. Like we gotta, like this is getting real. Like, and then we got the trailer delivered, and it was just like getting all that taken care of and getting stuff out of our house, even though we still have tons of stuff stored at my mom's house. Thank you, Mom. That was the most stressful part. But once we hit the road, it was just like, now we don't have to
keep
rush.
Our eyes open and drive.
Yeah, we'll keep our eyes open and drive. But we just we don't have to rush to get any place. We don't have to be at the airport 2 hours before you take off, or we could just take our time and make stops, and which we did on the way to our first location. It's like, okay, now we're doing this, we're going to be living it and doing it and working and just figuring out the little
I still don't know if I for sure have a job. Surely my bosses will never come upon this. If they do, I love you very much, and I've enjoyed working for you so much. But will you stop? Oh my gosh. Anyway.
They're going to like that.
They're not going to see it.
And hopefully you guys are Chiefs fans.
Oh, you mean them. Okay. Yeah, my boss. I still don't know if I for sure have a long-term job. I mean, I'm currently employed because my bosses were not crazy, and I understand why. I'm supposed to live in my territory. Even though I work remotely, and I have worked remotely for years, we're just not sure. So
I've got some other projects I'm working on. I'm excited about, so it'll all work out. God will provide, and I wasn't going to let it hinder us from doing this. The opportunity came up, and we were not going to not take it. So anyway,
So yeah.
hopefully you enjoyed our rambling. We have lots more to say because we were on the road from Tuesday night until Saturday night, right? Yeah. So there were a lot of things that happened in between then, a lot of experiences, a lot of emotions, a lot of like realizations that we had. So we'll share more, I think, if we can figure this out and if we get more than like 7 views. So if you watch this, watch it like 3 times just to make us feel better.
Click the like button.
Oh yeah.
Subscribe. I don't know where that goes. We're doing this. This is raw. Like, subscribe, and then do all that stuff. Share.
Feel sorry for us. Give us some sympathy views. Whatever you need to do.
They need a view. Click.
And follow us on Instagram at Organic Escapades. And if you're, part of the tribe, never mind. You'll know how to follow us if you're part of the tribe. On the other pages.
We got a lot of stuff coming. A lot of things coming. We have to get organized and how we're going to present it, but a lot of stuff's coming. So definitely this will be informational, educational, and
humorous because
humorous.
Of me.
All right, I got a dad joke. What that guy told me the other day?
No.
He told me 3 jokes.
No.
They were funny. Oh, you hear about the guy that stole the calendar? He got 12 months. The guy, it was his joke. It was funny.
He was adorable.
It was his joke, though. But it was funny.
It was cuter when he told it. Sorry, babe.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, okay. God bless you
Peace
all.
out.
Thanks
Love
for
you all.
watching.
Miss you, Kansas Cityans.
We do. Mom, if you are watching this, if we even load this, we don't even know what we're doing.
We'll upload it. I think this has been great.
Of course he does.
The people at the
everything's great.
The people at the restaurants were like, we need to follow your YouTube, your Instagram, yes. They want to see it. They're ready for this. Yeah. And shout out, thank you all.
So that restaurant, that's where the owner, the dad joke owner is from.
And we loved it. The restaurant was great. We'll talk about that. Precious. We took pictures. We'll mention it. All that stuff. So.
God bless.
See you later.